People who had never stood beneath the vast black sky of Arizona imagined deserts as empty places. But at night, the land breathed. Wind whispered through cactus spines. Rocks clicked as temperatures dropped. Distant coyotes cried beneath a sea of stars. I learned that on the worst night of my life. It was March 12, 1997, one day before the Phoenix lights were seen on March 13th. I had driven deep into the Sonoran Desert alone to photograph a meteor shower. The nearest town was nearly 50 miles away. I wanted darkness untouched by city lights. Around midnight, I set up my camera beside a dry wash and waited. The stars were incredible. Then I noticed one that wasn't moving correctly. At first it looked like an ordinary satellite crossing the sky, but it suddenly stopped. Not slowed, stopped. I stared at it, confused. Then it moved again, straight downward. My stomach tightened. The object descended silently until it hovered above a distant ridge. It glowed with a pale white light, neither bright nor dim, just wrong, like my eyes couldn't focus on it properly. I should have left. Instead, curiosity got the better of me. I grabbed my flashlight and began walking toward the ridge. The closer I got, the stranger everything felt. The desert sounds faded, no insects, no wind, nothing. Then my flashlight died. The batteries had been brand new. I remember tapping it against my palm. That's when I saw them. 3 figures standing atop the ridge. Tall. Much taller than any human. At least 8 feet high. Thin gray bodies. Long arms hanging below their knees. Oversized black eyes reflecting starlight. They stood perfectly still, watching me. Every instinct screamed at me to run. I turned, but my body wouldn't move. A pressure filled my head, like invisible hands squeezing my thoughts. The figures began descending the ridge, not walking, but gliding. The distance between us closed impossibly fast. My heart hammered so violently I thought it might burst. One of them stopped a few feet away. Its face held no expression. No anger, no compassion, nothing. Then it raised a hand. Everything went black. I awoke laying on a cold metallic table. The air smelled sterile. Above me stretched a curved ceiling illuminated by pale blue lights. I tried to sit up. I couldn't move. Panic exploded inside me. Shapes moved around the room. The gray beings. Up close, they looked even more disturbing. Their skin appeared smooth like stone worn by water. Their eyes were enormous, but somehow seemed ancient, far older than humanity itself. One leaned over me. I felt its gaze enter my mind, not reading thoughts, walking through them. Memories flashed around me. My childhood, my first love, arguments, failures, regrets, everything I had ever hidden from others. The being examined each memory without judgment. Then something unexpected happened. It showed me memories that weren't mine. Cities burning, forests collapsing, oceans filled with plastic, animals vanishing forever, wars, starvation, hatred, the suffering of billions. Images poured through my mind faster than I could comprehend. I wanted it to stop, but the visions only intensified. Then I saw Earth's future. Massive storms consuming coastlines. Fields turned to dust. Entire nations fighting over water. The sky darkened by smoke. Humanity slowly destroying the world that had given it life. Tears streamed down my face. The visions felt real, painfully real. Then everything changed. New images appeared. Cities powered by clean energy, forests regrown, nations working together. Technology healing rather than exploiting. Children living without fear of war. Human beings reaching beyond Earth, not as conquerors, but as caretakers. Two futures, one world, one choice. The gray being finally spoke, not with words, directly into my mind. He said, every intelligent species reaches this point. His voice felt ancient. The moment when power exceeds wisdom. More images appeared. Alien civilizations rising from distant stars. Some thriving, others gone. Entire worlds reduced to ruins. Most fail. The word struck me like a hammer. They mistake intelligence for understanding. They learn how to build, but not why. I wanted to ask who they were, why they were showing me this. The answer came before I formed the thought. We are survivors. For the first time, I sensed sadness within them. Not superiority, not pride, grief. Deep, endless grief. I saw flashes of their past. A beautiful world, towering cities, magnificent technology, then division, greed, competition, environmental collapse, war. Their civilization survived, but only barely. They had paid a terrible price, and now they watched younger species approach the same crossroads, including us. The being placed its hand against my forehead. The final vision appeared. Earth viewed from space. No borders, no nations, no races. Just a tiny blue world drifting through darkness. Fragile, alone, beautiful. Then came one final message. You believe your greatest weakness is hatred. It is not. Your greatest weakness is forgetting that you belong to one another. I woke up at sunrise laying beside my truck. The desert wind had returned. Birds chirped among the cactus. Everything looked normal, except for the missing time. 8 hours gone. My camera equipment lay scattered around me, and burned into the dirt nearby was a perfect circle of blackened earth nearly 50 feet across. No footprints, no explanation, nothing. For years I had told no one. Who would believe me? Sometimes I still wonder whether it happened at all. Maybe it was a hallucination. Maybe my mind created the entire experience. But every time I look at the world, I remember the message. Because whether the visitors were real is almost beside the point. The warning was real. Humanity has accomplished miracles. We have crossed oceans, cured diseases, walked on the moon, and connected billions of people through invisible networks. Yet we often use those same gifts to divide, exploit, and destroy. We act as though the planet belongs to us rather than us belonging to it. We treat strangers as enemies when, from a cosmic perspective, we are members of the same family standing on the same fragile world. The lesson I carried out of the Arizona desert was simple. If humanity wants to prosper, our next great leap cannot be technological. It must be moral. We must learn that cooperation is stronger than competition, stewardship wiser than exploitation, and empathy more valuable than fear. Because a species does not become great when it masters the stars. It becomes great when it finally learns how to live together beneath them. And sometimes, on clear nights, when I look up at the Arizona sky, I still search the darkness for the motionless white light. Not because I fear seeing it again, but because I hope, if they are still watching, that one day will prove them wrong when they say that most civilizations fail.